we're expecting that the fourth tunnel boring machine will start operations 3 months from now. No? And hopefully, we should be able to finish the tunneling up to Tandang Sora within 12 months. No? So, with me today, our USEC Jeremy Regino of the rail sector. We have Miss Mikey Mendoza, the project manager for the Metro Manila Subway. No? We have our consultant, Pogio Sisan, no? and and Susiya-san, no? And we have also our guest from JICA. No? JICA is supporting this project. No? They are supporting the funding and financing of the Metro Manila Subway. No? So thank you very much. We will be happy to answer any of your questions.
Sir, Secretary sa DCXL, mga kailan matatapos to, Secretary, itong subway?
The whole subway, no? Ang expectation is matatapos to by 2029, no? From Valenzuela up to Bicutan, no?
Oo. Pero mag-ooperate itong pinuntahan natin sa subway. Kailan po kaya?
Ang expectation natin magkakaroon tayo ng partial operations, no? By maybe 2028, no? From Valenzuela to Ortigas, no? Yun ang partial operations natin, no? But yung section from Ortigas up to Bicutan, matatapos yan. Ang schedule is to complete it by 2029.
And more or less, lastly, sa ganang akin, magkanong budget nito, Secretary?
This project will cost almost 488 billion pesos, no? And nagpapasalamat kami sa JICA for supporting the funding of this project. Yes.
Good morning, Secretary. You were supposed to award yung remaining segments ng subway, the contract packages 105, 108, and 109. I think this quarter. Pero
Third quarter.
Pero last briefing nga nausog daw to third quarter.
Yes.
What caused the delay sa award nito?
Unang-una, kailangan siguraduhin muna natin na yung right of way natin ay makuha, no? Kasi ang magiging problema natin if we enter into a contract with the contractor, no? And then yung may mga issues pa tayo sa right of way, baka hindi makapagsimula on time, no? And magkaroon ng tinatawag na prolongation cost, no?
Yes.
Sir, update lang sir, ano nung progress rate natin dito sa subway?
Pasagutin natin yung ating project manager.
Yung overall progress rate natin po for the subway is around 40%. It corresponds to the design, right-of-way, procurement, and construction. For the construction part, over 100%, we are at 11% po. So that corresponds to 6% po of the 40% po that I mentioned.
Yes. Hello po.
Well, as to the right of way, we don't have the exact figures right now, but we have already substantially handed over to the contractor to the awarded contractors the critical areas for the right of way, and we have substantially already accomplished the documentary requirements necessary for the right-of-way acquisition. In other words, the parcellary survey, the appraisal, and the negotiations. We have already accomplished the parcellary survey. and the appraisal of the properties to be affected. We are now negotiations are now ongoing with property owners. So we expect to have substantially more than 50% of the right of way by this year, and that this will substantially add up and speed up to the momentum in our construction activities.
Hello. Yes.
Yung current progress natin sa right of way is around 55%, no? Out of the 100%.
Acquired na yun.
Yes, yes.
Sir, hello, good morning po, Tyron Pied from Inquirer. Earlier po you mentioned na kaya po may delay sa 105, 108, and 109 is because of right-of-way sa awarding po, right? So kailan po natin dapat tumasettle para ma-award natin by third quarter?
This year yan, no? Kasi aside from yung inaayos natin yung right of way, yung DOTR team is already reviewing the submitted documents, no? Although nag-start na tayo dun sa process, no? But yung actual bidding, we'll do it by third quarter of this year.
Bidding
Ang
pa lang.
award ba?
Award.
Award.
Okay, sir, and last na lang po, yung sa third tranche po ng funding for the subway, this month daw po pipirmahan. So, ano po yung updates doon? Or are we on track po sa target na pirmahan this month? Thank you.
DOF is working with us, working with JICA, no? And so far, we don't see any problem with the financing, no? And maybe we can ask a representative from JICA to respond to that question.
Hello, this is Idiam. Yes, I'm Idiama from JICA Philippine office. I'm in charge of MMSB project, MMSB. And we, JICA, have a good communication with Department of Finance to provide additional loan for this project. And hopefully we will sign the new contract within this month as a schedule. So this is our target. Thank you very much.
Hello po, Sec. Shalene po from Business World. Follow-up lang po sa sinabi ni Tyrone is, how about yung next tranches po? Kailan po yung target signing? I'm sure... I'm sure, ilan pa po yung target TBM this year? And ito pong specific TBM, how much po yung cost?
We're expecting to take delivery of, I think, 2 more TBM within the year, no? Itong TBM na to is part of the contract package, no? So, kasama yan dun sa naging total cost ng package, yung mga TBM machines, no?
Hi sir, follow up lang doon sa 4 and 5 tranche ng loan. Magkano siya? Magkano? May na-finalize yun daw yung mga amount.
Medyo maaga pa siguro para kunin natin yung amount.
I'm Nakamura from NNA, Japanese media. I want to ask you that I think there are still 3 other contract, and when will you decide the contractor for other 3 parts of this project? Right.
That will be on the later part of this year. The earliest will be the third quarter of this year regarding the other contract packages. Bids have been submitted. The consultants are now in the process of evaluating the bid submissions. Vetting processes are now being conducted. So we are that's the status right now.
Thank you. And I want to ask Shimiz Kensets, the Japanese is better. In Japanese better, or I can ask. 今回のこの清水建設のジョイントベンチャーが担当されている工区の進捗は今大体何%ぐらいなんですかね。
今月末で、今月末で約30%。
約30%。
はい、
で、全体、
フィジカルコンプリーションということで30%。はい、
で、English.
Okay.
And when will you finish the part of your company?
Now,
The 101. I mean.
actually, the full completion
Yes.
is depending on the system contractor and operators
Yeah.
Parts.
Okay.
Then we are always the civil and the building contractor. So after they install those systems, we have to come back to finish it like a station and like a depot building facility. So all depend on the system contractor and the operator to be complete. So Secretary said 2029 is a whole completion, right? So we follow their instruction to match for completions. Yeah.
Thank you.
Secretary, good morning. Val Gonzales po, DZRH. Sorry kung gusto ko mas maliwanag po yung malaman po namin sa media kasi doon po sa progress rate, nabanggit po ninyo overall nasa 40% na. Ang construction progress ay 11%, 55% sa right of way. At tatlong beses po ninyong binanggit na yung issue po ng right of way, yung medyo may konting challenge, Ngayon, paliwanag nga po, Secretary, saan nagkakaroon ng issue sa right of way? Ito po ba yung pakikipag-usap sa local government units o dun sa mga lupa na pagmamay-ari ng pribado? Salamat, Secretary.
Yung issues natin sa right of way, no, ito ay kasama yung negotiation with the owners of private properties na tatamaan ng ating project, no. For example, yung ating mga stations, no, these are presently owned by private sectors, no. So kailangan makipag-coordinate kami and makipag-agree kami na magkaroon kami ng possession doon sa mga properties na to, no. Meron din kaming issue with some other agencies, no. For example, isa sa mga problema namin, yung isang station natin ay may tatamaan na isang building, no, na pag-aari ng Department of Education, no. And that building is considered a heritage site, no. So kailangang important cultural property, ano, and kailangan ayusin natin paano natin maililipat yung building or posibleng ilipat din yung station, no. So dapat ayusin muna natin yan. Isa yan sa mga major issues na hinaharap namin ngayon, no. Also, yung meron kaming mga issues with owners of properties na ayaw nilang dumaan yung Metro Manila Subway under their properties, no? So we're working with them, we're negotiating with them na payagan ang gobyerno na mag-operate itong ating mga tunnel boring machines, no, sa ilalim ng kanilang properties, no. But we are on top of this, no, and we're expecting that we should be able to resolve all these right-of-way issues in due time, no. But still, we're expecting that we should be able to complete this project by 2029.
Thank you very much, Secretary.
Secretary, although medyo maagang pang sabihin na on target tayo or nasa yung time frame natin for 2029 makukuha natin. Dun sa mga nakikita yung mga issue on the construction ng Metro Manila Subway, ganun pa rin ba yung timeline na nakikita natin? Magkakaroon ng adjustment Kasi yung pag-award dun sa mga project, ongoing pa rin. CP 101 pa rin ang nakikita natin dun sa ibang mga wala pa tayong nakikita na progress. Kumusta po?
Well, as you will notice, tuloy-tuloy yung operation ng tunnel boring machine natin. So tuloy-tuloy ang construction. When we said partial operation, that means this side from Valenzuela up to Ortigas. The CP 108, 109, and the rest that we are talking about is on at the southern side. So that's for the full operation. Now, the question is, are we right now on target for 2029? Yes, we are on target for 2029, provided we are able to solve the right-of-way problem. For a background, the right-of-way acquisition in Metro Manila is being undertaken by the DOTR is the first of its kind in Philippine history of such magnitude in Metro Manila. Prior to this, our right-of-way acquisition in Metro Manila are only small segments, small streets, small properties in Metro Manila. This time, there are two major right-of-way acquisitions being undertaken by the OTR simultaneously. One is the subway, second is the North-South Commuter Rail. For a backgrounder to the others and to the public, ang North-South Commuter Rail po is from Clark to Calamba, crossing Metro Manila. There are buildings and houses, there are a lot of established buildings and houses that will be affected here. The same thing holds true with the subway. And what is the situation right now in the right-of-way acquisition? Each particular property has its own unique situation. It's not as though we have one formula and that formula is applicable to all properties, because we have to find out what is the specific situation in each property. For example, as to the documentation, is the title updated? There are some titles that are still in the name of their grandfather, and we have to secure the approval or the signature of all the heirs. Kasi co-ownership po yan. If it's a co-owned property, we need the whole signature of the co-owners, and if we have just one signature that is lacking, there's no valid deed of sale. So, and then there are some properties that have multiple claimants, and that there are some properties with intra-corporate disputes. So, mahirap talaga, hindi to yung gagawa lang tayo ng right-of-way, yun na yun. Of course, in the end, we have to file expropriation proceedings if there is no successful negotiations with the property owner. But the bottom line here is right-of-way acquisition is based on just compensation. We cannot just acquire properties from landowners without just compensation. And aside from the just compensation, we have to be the acquisition of these properties will have to be properly documented. Ibig po sabihin, there is a valid title, clean title, open, continuous possession, peaceful possession of the landowner. These are circumstances that we all would have to consider. And so, that is the reason why a right-of-way acquisition in Metro Manila, if I may use a vivid language, is an inch per inch struggle. But this is, of course, this is a challenge that we are studying carefully. We are making the necessary adjustments. Our dear secretary has already approved the hiring of additional personnel to speed up the right-of-way. No less than our president has also called upon all other agencies to support the DOTR and assist the DOTR in the right-of-way acquisition. We are now we are increasing the whole of government approach in the right-of-way acquisition. And all this because of all these activities, and at the same time, since we have already completed the partially survey and the gathering of documents, and that we are now on the negotiation stage with the landowners, we are confident that we will be able to surpass the challenges of this right-of-way, and that's why we are confident that we will be able to meet the target.
Last na lang po sa akin, follow up na lang. May binanggit si Secretary po kanina na may ilang mga property owners na ayaw nilang dumaan sa under nung kanilang property yung subway. Paano ho yung nangyayaring negosasyon doon? Wala pa naman ho bang umaakyat sa korte para ireklamo yung ganito? Ano ho yung mga solusyon na ginagawa po natin?
Well, there are some areas that we will now, if we have now shortened the negotiation process, and if there will be no agreement, then we will have to file the expropriation proceedings, but without prejudice to continuing with the negotiations. Ibig po sabihin, pag nasampanahon natin sa korte, nagkaroon ho tayo ng writ of possession, it does not bar the continuation and the conclusion of a successful negotiation. So, yun po ang ginagawa natin. In other words, we are still doing our best to convince property owners that all things considered, their concerns are already factored in.
Sec,
Yes, ma'am.
Maki po from GMA. Sec, what would you want to tell the homeowners na dadaanan sa ilalim? Are they safe? Baka sabihin nung mga pagdadaanan na nasa taas, sabihin nila, naku, baka gumuho yung bahay namin pababa dahil naghuhukay sa ilalim. What would you want to tell them, sir?
Actually, we have met with some of the homeowners. No? We have explained to them that there will be no effect as far as construction of the tunnel is concerned. No? And yung kanilang mga pag-aari, yung kanilang mga bahay will continue to be safe, no? During the construction and during the operation of the subway, no? So nabanggit na namin yan, no? And we're using Japanese technology na alam niyo naman, this is subok na yan, no? And wala namang naging problema yung mga tunnel or yung mga subway na ginawa sa Japan, no? Using this technology.
Hi Sir, Ace po. Sir, tanong ko lang, dun sa expropriation, balik tayo dun sa expropriation lang. So ngayon, sa madaling sabi, hindi pa siya, negosasyon pa lang siya, hindi pa siya presahan, tama ba? So pag hindi pumayag yung mga may-ari, gagamitin natin yung kamay ng batas na expropriation. So medyo presahan na.
Well, hindi naman po persahan ng expropriation. It's not as though expropriation is different from confiscation. Expropriation is based on just compensation. So in other words, while negotiations are going on, we cannot wait on, we cannot continue to wait for so long in the negotiations. So we'll have to proceed to the next stage, secure a writ of possession, but again, this is without prejudice to continuing the negotiations. So, in other words po, yung pera po, the whole zonal value of the property, if the property is affected, it's to be demolished. The whole replication cost of the property will be deposited in court, and the court will issue a writ of possession. In the meantime, that amount will be for the account of the landowner, and it will be released to the landowner. It's not as though pag nagkaroon ng writ of possession, zero si landowner. Hindi po. Meron pong i-deposit na full amount of the zonal value ang gobyerno, the full amount of the replication cost of the building or of the structure, at yun po magagamit na kaagad ho ng uh, landowner or property owner. So that's in other words, right of way law has continued to recognize the rights of landowner even in in an expropriation proceeding.
Okay. Morning po, Andrea Taginas po from ABS-CBN. Sir, can we get an update lang kung, di ba yung sa Valenzuela, nag-ongoing na rin yung drilling from the station up to the Quirino Highway. Tapos yung dito naman, pabalik, from here to Tandang Sora. When are we expecting na magpang-abot sila or mag-meet or like matapos from Valenzuela to here?
Sinagot na natin kanina yan, ano? Ang expectation is within 12 months, magpapang-abot sila.
12 months. Okay. And Secretary, you mentioned posible pong may mapalitan pa or malipat na station just in case hindi mag-work yung negotiations or like yung talks with the DepEd, yung tatamaan na DepEd property.
Well, in the case, for example, of the DepEd property, that is there is a property that is considered of cultural importance. We will just move the station a few meters away. Yung pa lang ang binabago natin na stasyon to recognize in recognition of our heritage laws. So that's the DepEd, Senate DepEd station. Just a few meters. In other words po, nilihis po natin yung stasyon para hindi na natin demolish yung heritage structure po. No, why is it? Actually, the declaration by the national heritage agencies was only this year. So we have to recognize that declaration. So in recognition of that declaration of the heritage agencies, we are appropriately responding in respect of that decision of our heritage agencies.
Okay. Okay na, Sec. Diyan po last question.
So right-of-way issue is mainly about southern part of this project, right? That's why it can start partial operation earlier in northern part. Is that correct? The right-of-way issue is mainly about southern part of this project, and that's why it could start partial operation in northern part, right? Is that correct?
Well, actually, we have already started this portion even before, ahead of the other packages, and that is why we will be able to accomplish these packages ahead of the other packages. And since these packages are already ahead of schedule, then the next question is, shall we adopt partial operations? So that is the next question. So that is the next policy matter. Shall we adopt partial operations? So that's how it is. It's not only because of the right of way, but because the terms of references for the bidding of the other packages did not go simultaneously. So the terms of references for package 101 was already concluded way back during the time of the previous administration. And going back to right of way, please bear in mind that this is not the only country having problems with right of way. Even the most advanced countries, Western countries, they have right of way problems. It's not as though the right of way problem is only peculiar in the Philippine setting. It's not. If we go, we just simply need to search the internet and we will see all countries, not only in Asia, but even in other countries such as in European countries, right of way is a problem. So it's really something we all have to, it's really a challenge we all will have to surpass.
But for DOTR, the is right of way issue is biggest problem for this project. Is that right? One of biggest problem. Thank you. And for
Let's call it a challenge.
okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. And for Shimizu Kensetsu, what is the biggest problem of this project? For DOTR, maybe it's right of way issue, and for Shimizu Kensetsu, what is the
Particularly, we're very interested in if there are any issues particular to the Philippines in terms of technological assistance.
Actually, we are working together with Filipino people very well. So, yes, okay, tunnel constructions we're bringing from Japan. But now I tell you, our tunnel boring team is, yes, our engineers, our expert from Japan, but all the workers and here local engineers follow us. We create one team to go. So for that meaning, we don't have any problem. We are working very well. Only I can say, as the secretary also say, land acquisition, if can follow on time, then we are very, good progress can be delivered. But the same problem we are now sharing with the UTR. So we try our best to follow it up together with the DOTR. Okay?
At dyan po
Thank you very
nagtatapos sa ating briefing. Maraming salamat po.
We thank everyone for your presence sa site inspection. As